Hello everyone, this is Indaskate once again. So today I'm going to quick review of this. It's the Android 4.0 mini PC, also known as the MK802 or the AK802. So inside the packaging, what do we have? It's the DDR3 512 megabytes. And inside the packaging, what do we have? Obviously, I have already taken some things out to plug them and prepare this video. So I can't show you everything, but we have one mini USB to regular on-the-go plug. It's quite nice. What do we have? Instructions, one in Chinese, one in English, which is great. But anyway, if you already have an Android device, you pretty much know everything about this system. One mini USB to standard USB cable, always useful even if you have already thousands of them in your house, like me. And yes, of course, to plug it in your TV. It's a standard HDMI to mini HDMI plug. And what's the most interesting thing of all on this packaging? The device itself. So as you can see, it's quite simple. You have one DC plug. Yes, in fact, in the packaging there's also an AC adapter. But as you know, all those Chinese cheap AC adapters, I throw them away as soon as I can, because they are not really reliable, especially in my country with our pretty strong 220 volts that sometimes goes up to 240 or sometimes even 260. So those cheap adapters that are made to barely work at 220, they definitively don't like our voltage. So what do we have? DC in if you really want to plug very powerful devices. USB host, so you can plug what you want in it, like this mini USB receiver, like that, and you can use something like this, a little keyboard. It does also remote, so it's great. That's what I use for my Android devices. Oh well. Here you have the mini HDMI plug, and then TF slot, micro SD slot, of course, if you want to have more memory in it. 512 megabytes of RAM. Air vents for the CPU, which is an Allwinner A10. Allwinner A10, it's a quite good CPU. It's now becoming very famous in pretty much all Chinese devices because it's cheap. It's very cheap. So they use it pretty much everywhere, and it's quite great because it's a 1 GHz up to 1.5 GHz Cortex A8 CPU, and also it has a Meili 400 GPU and also a DSP. Which helps to decode video up to 2048p, if I remember well. Oh well. What do we have next? I think that's it. So let's plug it in like this. And I have a mini USB cable that comes from my computer. Plug here. It turns on. You see? We cross fingers. like this, and nothing happens. Oh, hooray! It works! Obviously, since I've been using it since 2 good weeks, I got it pretty fast. Some people are certainly still waiting to get it. I think I got it from one of the first batch, so I was quite lucky. So as you can see, it's Android 4.0 and it's loading right now. Yes, I forgot there's built-in Wi-Fi inside, so you don't have to plug something else inside to get connected to the internet. And as you can see, I have set up the Android interface in English because not everyone knows how to read French. It's not very interesting to make an English review with a French interface. So I thought about it and I decided to put the menu in English, which is much easier for everyone, including me. So, as you can see, I have already a bunch of apps available. What do you might want to know? Let's go. It's the latest firmware I got. It's from Jolly. And about tablets, because it's Android, it's 4.0.4. It's the latest Android 4.0. As you can see, Tuesday, July 10, it was made. And that's it. Let's go where? Somewhere else. Quadrant Standards. One of the best apps if you want to know what's inside your device. So system information. And what do we have? SDK 4.2.4. As you can see, CPU ARM v7 at 912 MHz right now, and it can go to 1 GHz, 0.500 Hz. Core 1 architecture 7, Bogomix 900. Memory, 8 bytes of free memory right now. Nice. Let's see. What can we run? Well, I'll show you first. Of course, as soon as you get it, you have access to the Play Store. And it can, most apps works, let's say. Some does not want, but it's more a matter of faking a real tablet to get access to those apps. You can see I have most of the famous apps installed: YouTube, Street View, Google Maps, Gmail, Angry Birds. I think yes, I have the space version. Let's see one benchmark for fun. Well, 1 minute. Go back to menu. Yes, task manager. Kill all. Now we have a lot of memory. Nenomark 2 or Ninomark 2, I don't know. ARM Mali 400 1. As far as I know, it's running currently at 720p, which is quite high, but it's doing pretty well at this speed. 720p, and since the latest firmware, you can set it up to 1090p, which is the maximum. 18.5 FPS, which is not too bad for the risk like that at such a high resolution. As you can see, it's slightly high over Samsung Galaxy Tab. But to me, this certainly the Samsung Galaxy Tab or even the Samsung or the LG Optimus 2X is not running at 720p when they did the benchmark. I don't think they take the actual resolution in account when they do this benchmark. But otherwise, everything runs fine. It's quite fast. It's really fast. When in use, it gets slightly hot. I think at the very first firmware, it was getting much hotter when it was running. But since the latest firmware, I think the chip is better optimized. It does not get as hot as it was getting before. Angry Birds Space, as you can see, it runs fine in full screen. Only problem with Angry Birds, it's when you have to tap on the bird to make it explode. Since I have a trackball, it's not as easy as it should be on a tablet. But otherwise, it runs fine. Lame. Okay. So it runs fine. So I don't have any video to show you. Oh well, I see. YouTube. But unfortunately, what? Maybe. Wait. Oh. Yeah. So. INDASK fail. INDASK and an 8, and there we go. So let's see what's inside. Whoa, that's a lot of video. But as you can see, it works. So you have YouTube, this one. I have a crappy internet, so it might take some time before it loads.
Hello everyone, this is Indascape.
This is Indascape inside an Indascape video.
This.
Yo. Oh, it's amazing.
GXD100.
But
So it's yet another
my radios. I made quite a bit of progress since then. It's still not perfect, but it's better. That's it, I think. It's what to say, it's great, especially for the price. So you can transform pretty much any TV you want into an Android computer, and it works fine. Especially since the last firmware they fixed pretty much a good number of issues. So it's much faster than the first firmware that was kinda laggy. It's much better. You can see, and there we have internet in your TV. No. As you can see, it works fine. So that's it for today. Power off. Thanks everyone for watching. and see you later for another video. Goodbye.